everybody, finally back after like 2 weeks. A lot of stuff's been happening. About a week of this has been due to preparing for finals and taking finals, and that's finally done with. But the horrible thing that happened was on Thursday, I woke up with a horrible sore throat, and it killed me, and to have to miss the Avengers on Thursday night. I was so devastated that I was not able to go, and then I still had the sore throat on Friday, couldn't go then. On Saturday, my friends couldn't go, I had no one to go with, and then on Sunday, May 3rd, I was finally able to see the Avengers Age of Ultron, and it was worth oh gosh, I probably sound horrible. It was definitely worth the wait. It was just such an enjoyment to watch the movie, and I'm going to do a very unprepared, quick little review. I just kind of jotted some things down here on my phone, just some stuff to talk about. I'm not going to give it a number rating, because it's hard for me on movies like this to give it a number rating after a first viewing when I'm really pumped up about it. So I'm going to be seeing it again on Tuesday. I might do another video after that, maybe go over some more things, maybe I'll give it a number rating then, but for this video, I'm not going to give it a number rating, but I'm going to talk about what I liked, disliked about the movie. So, just something funny, I had to wait a few days in order to see this movie, and then on top of that, it got like a half hour into the movie, and I'm like, oh no, I have to go to the bathroom, so it was like, do I suffer through the next 2 hours, or do I try and figure out where a slow part of the movie is going to be and go real quick? So I decided to go real quick. My friend ended up saying it. I ended up picking like the perfect time in the movie. So, and then I'll be seeing it again on Tuesday, so I'll be able to see that quick scene I missed. I ran. I was quick, but so it ended up being worth it too. So that way I didn't suffer through all the awesome moments towards the end. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I enjoyed this one more than the first Avengers movie. I liked how, even though it kind of had that fun tone that the first Avengers movie had, it had a little bit of a different feel to it, and I quite like that. It felt more in line with the other single superhero Avengers films, when the first Avengers film kind of seemed a little, like, not even a little, but a lot different, had a lot different tone because of Joss Whedon's direction. But I noticed that he kind of made it seem to fit into the universe a little bit more this time, I guess you could say. I like the story. I like the whole Ultron story. Everything seemed a little rushed, and I know that was just because the first cut was supposed to be over 3 hours long, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that later on in the video. But it was just a lot of cuts and editing things, but like I said, it was just because so much had to be cut out of the film in order to make it a 2.5 hour long movie. But I liked the whole story, the Ultron stuff. I thought it was really good. I liked the humor. I always liked the Avengers movie humor. I thought it was, great this time as well. The whole, like, I quite enjoyed the parts where it was like a character would kind of make like a type thing, like a Iron Man, not Iron Man, when Tony Stark, opened up the secret passageway, he was like, ooh, and then when Black Widow told somebody to take out that giant gun thing, she was like, thank you, it's kind of stuff like that. I found that kind of funny. And then had some good humor with Quicksilver as well. Stuff like, trying to grab Thor's hammer and stuff. So I thought that was pretty good. Let's go ahead and now talk. This stuff's going to be all out of order because I'm not feeling well, and I just wanted to make this video real quick. I kept wanting Coulson to pop up, I just thought there was a couple of spots where it would have just been perfect. At the very end, I thought that was a great way for, if he would just walked into the door or something, walked through the door there. Also, I thought during Tony's dream nightmare sequence, I thought that would have been a great place to show Coulson kind of like a reenactment of his death in the first Avengers film. I thought that would have been cool to kind of add in there. I thought that would have been a perfect moment, just to at least kind of add him into this movie. Also, now I'd have to go watch this again. I kind of caught this, but I might have misinterpreted. I don't even know what exactly was said, but I remember Fury talking to Tony about something that might have alluded to the fact that Coulson was still alive, and Tony kind of had like a surprise reaction. Now, in the comments below, let me know if I misinterpreted this or I wasn't paying attention correctly or something. But I felt like it was some kind of a reference. But like I said, I'm not certain. It just kind of caught me off guard, and I was like, wait a second, did he just? So let me know in the comment section below if you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about Hawkeye. Hawkeye had a lot more involvement in this movie, and I really enjoyed that. How they kind of played on the fact that he has been the weaker link so far in this Avengers Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I really liked how they kind of played on the fact that he really is the lesser guy. I thought that the whole family thing, the wife and kids, while it did come out of nowhere, I liked it. I really think it gave a lot to his character, maybe not in this film and in past films, but in future films. I'm going to look at Hawkeye and I'm going to think, oh, he's got a wife and kids, and 2 kids at home. Now 3 kids, I think, because his wife was pregnant. And I'm going to think about that now. Anytime Hawkeye's in danger, I'm like, oh, he's got a family at home. So, it's kind of something that it has an element to his character. I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the Vision and the hammer. When Vision just had that hammer in his hand, this is when I would have loved to be there opening night, because I went, the movie came out Thursday night, and I went Sunday afternoon. And on a Sunday afternoon, you would think that, everyone who's really into Marvel movies has pretty much seen it by this point, and now you just kind of got people either seeing it again or more casual fans. When Vision had the hammer in his hand, there was a collective whoa in the theater, including myself. I mean, and I'm talking about the whole theater. It was just yelled out whoa, and I thought that was a really cool moment. A lot of gasps, and it was just a really cool moment. It definitely threw me by surprise. I thought they were going to have like Captain America pick it up in the Civil War or something, but it felt like it came out of nowhere for me. I thought, as you see, as I'm going through this is very random with my order. I just started thinking of random moments of the movie. So, when Claw's arm was chopped off by Ultron, I thought that was a very, whoa moment. And I felt like his character was definitely toned down a lot. I just felt like he was going to have a bigger role. And it really wasn't that much. So, Ultron as the villain. I thought Ultron was a very good villain. He wasn't great, but he was good. And I just think that his development was a bit rushed. Like, they were already working on the Ultron program before the movie started. And it was just like, boom, I have this new body all of a sudden when he met with the twins. And it's like, alright, we're already in full-fledged Ultron already. It seemed, very rushed. So I just, I would have liked to see more with his development. I'm sure there was more to his development in the extended cut, which hopefully we will be getting that on Blu-ray. But, I would have liked to see a little bit more of a transition between, just that poorly built Ultron at the beginning to, the full-fledged Ultron that we see throughout the film. I did like towards the end of the movie when Ultron and Vision had their kind of like little talk. I thought that was a really awesome scene. I thought that was really cool. Quicksilver's death, he's dead. He's dead, guys. I know I've seen a lot of people say online, oh, maybe he's not. And, what about Coulson? He's gone. I mean, I just feel like they can't really cheapen too many deaths like they did with Coulson. I mean, if somebody dies, there's going to have to be a point when, okay, they're dead. So, but I thought it was a good scene, his death scene and everything. The Hulkbuster fight, I thought that was a really cool sequence. I was expecting maybe a little bit more, but I thought it was good. I thought it was humorous too, as well. When he was beating on Hulk with his, kind of like, just rapid punch thing. I thought Scarlet Witch was probably the strongest character that was new to the franchise. I really liked her character, and it really seemed like a different vibe to the whole Marvel universe. I thought that was, kind of I thought it was like a really strong character. I really feel like, in movies to come that she's going to be, like something big. And speaking of her, something I did enjoy in this film was kind of like the horror-like aspects to this movie. And, it wasn't prominent or anything, but it was there, and I actually wish it would have been more in the movie, because I kind of liked it. When we first see Scarlet Witch, and she kind of uses her powers on Captain America and pushes him down the stairs, and then she kind of like backs out through the door, and she kind of does some kind of like a I guess a demon-like, ghost-like way, where it's like a really choppy, just like, backing out really quick. I thought that was really cool. I was surprised we didn't see any more of that in the movie. I wanted to see more of that. I thought that was kind of like a really cool character thing, and kind of gave it more of like a horror vibe. And the dream sequences, actually anything with Scarlet Witch kind of had that bit of a feel to it. And like I said, I wish it would have been touched a little bit more upon. But the whole thing with, the dead Avengers and Tony Stark's dream, and Black Widow's dream, he had like those kids with no mouths and stuff, I think. And I thought that was just like a really, really creepy type thing to it. And I did like how there was cameos for War Machine and the Falcon, even though they weren't much. War Machine actually and Rhodey had a little bit more of a smaller, bigger part in the movie than Falcon, of course. But I did like how he was implemented into this film when, the lesser characters weren't really in the first Avengers. I thought the scene when Thor was in the cave and kind of redid his dream thing, I felt that felt extremely random and out of place, and apparently this was where a lot of stuff was cut. I think this is where Loki would have showed up, possibly. I'm not certain of that, but I feel like it was definitely needed more to that scene, because it felt very like, okay, now there's some kind of like magic pond that he's gonna go into and get, dream again. It felt weird to me. I thought the romance between Black Widow and Hulk was very random, very out there, felt sudden and forced. I know that it's supposed to be, time has passed since we last saw the Avengers, and they've done, multiple missions together and stuff that have not been shown in movies, but it just still felt very random that there was kind of like a thing between them, and the chemistry between them wasn't that great either. I just thought that was kind of odd that they wanted to throw that in there. This movie actually would have done fine without any romance element at all, but I guess they kind of felt the need to put it in there for some reason. But the whole movie could have done without it. With Black Widow could have just did the whole de-hulking thing without them being in any type of, pending relationship. So I just felt like that was something that should have been, cut in the script before the movie was being filmed. Now, if it was developed more before this, I think it would have been something cool to build upon. But it just felt so like rushed and forced in there, where it was like, how did that happen? But small gripe in a very good movie. So let's talk about Friday, which is Tony Stark's new Jarvis, and I don't have a problem with Friday, other than the fact that I found her a bit hard to understand compared to Jarvis's like very distinct voice, where you could definitely tell what he was saying. Like I felt like the high-pitched female voice just was very like I had trouble understanding what she was saying, and I know she wasn't saying anything really important at this during this movie, but in the future I wish they would hope that they would end up kind of making her voice more distinct and being able to decipher what she's saying more, because maybe it was just the RPX sound that I had in my theater, because it's like the giant surround sound thing. Maybe in like a smaller theater it was it's easier to understand, but I kind of had trouble understanding her. I enjoyed that there was a cameo from the dorky guy from the Winter Soldier that was in that whole confrontation with Crossbones, and that type of thing. I thought that was kind of a cool little nod, like, oh, here's a character that was in the Winter Soldier. And then the end credits, or the mid credits, I should say. It was very, very short. I'd say it's probably the shortest end credits scene that a Marvel movie has had to this point. It meant, well, I was very unimpressed, I'll say that. I was expecting a little bit more. It's like, it's getting to the point now where Thanos better be one awesome villain in Infinity War, or Marvel is really hyping up something that's, I feel like they can't live up to the hype. It's they're hyping up Thanos so much. So hopefully they are able to live up to the hype, but I was expecting a little bit more in the end credits, because I still stayed to the very end, even though Joss Whedon said that there wasn't going to be anything at the very end. But I just gotta stay just in case, just to be sure. So a little disappointed with the end credits scene, but I really enjoyed the Avengers: Age of Ultron. I thought it was a great movie. Great action. I enjoyed the Ultron storyline a lot. I kind of like that. I thought that the Vision is going to end up being a really great character. I liked his whole kind of that slight relationship that he had with Ultron, and just kind of like I understand you, but you just don't get it. I thought that was kind of like a really cool thing, where it's like he didn't want to annihilate Ultron, but he realized that he had to. I thought that was kind of a really cool character thing. I just can't wait to see him in Civil War, along with pretty much everyone else. I really think they should just call it Avengers: Civil War. I mean, unless they like really heavily focus on Captain America's storyline. But yeah, Avengers: Age of Ultron, really enjoyed it. Definitely worth the wait of waiting until Sunday. I wish I would have been able to see it on opening night, just because I love the atmosphere of all the the big time fans and everything, and I love the whole thing, just the atmosphere. But yeah, so that was my initial thoughts of the Avengers: Age of Ultron. I'm going to be seeing it again on Tuesday with a couple more friends that could not make it to on Sunday's showing when I went, and I'm probably going to end up seeing it with my parents as well sometime next week, because my dad's a big Avengers Marvel fan as well. So that'll be fun to see it probably 3 times. So hopefully there's some more things that I didn't catch the first time, and possibly I'll make another video kind of detailing some more things that I picked up on. But like I said, great movie, really enjoyed it. You know, I cannot wait until Civil War comes out. Ant-Man is, you know, I'm not building up too much anticipation for it, but I'm sure it's going to be a great movie. But I'm really looking forward to Civil War. That's what I'm really looking forward to next. I can't wait for that. And then we're gonna be, you know, closing in on Infinity War Part 1. You know, that's crazy to think about. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here while my throat's running dry from talking so much and already having a cold. But it's like I just got sick a month ago, and now I'm sick again, and it's just it's bad luck on getting colds here 2 in 2 months. That was my thoughts on the Avengers Age of Ultron. Hope you guys all enjoyed the movie, and leave any thoughts and comments you have in the comment section below. And until next time, I'm all right, guys. See you guys.